Hey friends! Hope your day is going awesome. I am so grateful to be able to sit outside in the beautiful weather, and now that we're all getting back out to it, I thought it's a great time to share some of my favorite outdoor recipes. Now, hopefully the wind is going to cooperate with us as I try to talk you through these recipes. Um, but most of them have to do with getting rid of bugs in one way or another. So the recipes I'm going to walk through today are a DIY repellent candle, which I already melted the wax for, the outdoor diffuser blend, so something that you can diffuse when you're sitting out on the patio and things like that, an itch recipe, which can be in a salve, a roller ball, or a spray, because there's always like that one mosquito that makes it through and like isn't bothered by the spray, right? Repels all of them. It's like 99% effective, but there's always that one. So an itch spray, maybe not just for mosquitoes, if there's something else that bites or any other kind of like itchy, rashy, hivey thing, it's really good for that too. The Backcountry repellent blend. Okay, so this is for when the bugs are a little bit thicker. So we're going portaging in a couple of weeks. We need something like better, stronger than our regular everyday mosquito spray. So I'll show you both. I'll show you the Backcountry and the everyday mosquito spray. And I'll show you the recipe for dogs as well, because that's really important. And it works for ticks really well. We never had an issue with fleas, but it's supposed to work for that too. It's from a holistic aromatherapy for pets book. And a garden spray, because bugs eat our plants too, right? We've got all these garden plants going. This year it's our peppers getting destroyed by something eating the leaves. So I'll show you what I use for that. Really simple. And then I just thought I would do an allergy inhaler, because that's something that you experience a lot of while you're outdoors if you have allergies. And I'm going to show you, I just made this, so I'm not going to be making it today, but I'll show you what's in my after sun spray, which is amazing as well. Okay. So for the candle, I melted the wax on the stove over a double boiler. Okay, so once that's done, you want to pour it into your containers, set the wicks up where you want them. You really want them to be as close as possible to the center, like try to get that as perfect as possible. So one thing I'm like, you actually need to be particular about this. You don't need to be particular about a lot of things, but that'll just make the candle burn better. And you want to let it cool, so like these are cool to the touch now, but you can see they're still liquidy. And I use wood wicks. That's my favorite. They have like a nice crackle. They burn really nice. They're smokeless. And I just got them off Amazon. And I don't worry about that extra sticking out the top. I find it's easier to just burn it off than to cut it. Okay, so for the candle, and you're going to use however much wax you use. So this is a 4-ounce container. I wanted to make 2 4-ounce. So I used 8 ounces of wax. And if you don't have a scale, basically what you do is 2.5 times the container. So you can actually fill this up with your wax flakes. Highly recommend flakes. They melt the fastest, save you a lot of stress. 2.5 times this container. So just fill it twice with the flakes, and then again, like kind of like a half. If you end up with a little more, that's better than ending up with a little less. If you end up with a little less, just melt more. Okay, so you can really do any combination of oils in your outdoor repellent blend, as long as they're ones that are good for repelling bugs, which makes sense, right? So kind of the traditional ones, the ones that have been shown to work, all of the oils that I'm going to talk about are really good for mosquitoes, but a lot of them also repel flies and other kinds, bees, wasps. Aromatics.com has a really great chart that is easy to refer to. So Citronella is probably the most common, and then after that, lemon eucalyptus. So lemon eucalyptus is actually really high in citronella, I believe it is, which is the same constituent that is prominent in the citronella. So it is actually approved, lemon eucalyptus is approved by the CDC to repel mosquitoes. So that can be used in place of DEET, and the CDC approves that. So that's a great one to include for your body sprays as well. And believe it or not, even though they're so close, they actually smell amazing together. Citronella and lemon eucalyptus. I'm also going to add some geranium. Oh my gosh, it's starting to harden. I need to hurry it up. I'm also going to add some geranium because I love how that smells. Okay, we're like just still liquidy here. So we are going to add about 50 drops to this 4 ml. Okay, so I did 20 of the lemon eucalyptus there. I always like to wipe off the sides of the bottle. Okay, and I'm just going to stir that around. Now, it seems like a lot, but it has to be, right? Think about how long this candle is going to burn for you. It's going to burn for you for a really long time. So you want to make sure that you've got lots of oils in there. If you don't put enough oils, especially in an outdoor space, you're not going to be able to smell it, so it's not going to work. And the bonus is that now you're getting like an aromatherapy candle outside, which is amazing. So I did 10 geranium. I'm just going to do 8. What did I do? 20, 10, 8. I'm going to do a few more lemon eucalyptus. So that's 38. So that's 45. If you're using another brand that's not doTERRA, you're probably going to have to use more oil. They're definitely not as strong. So keep that in mind. The recipe that I originally adapted this from called for 200 drops for 8 mils. So it would have been 100 per 4 mil, and that's quite a bit. So you can definitely tell the quality of the oils. I'm going to do both of these the same today, and then I'll go through a couple of 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. I'll go through some other flavor combos. Maybe you don't have citronella, lemon eucalyptus, geranium. I would highly recommend getting citronella if you're going to do something like this, because it is just the ultimate outdoor blend. And or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One for good luck. I would highly recommend lemon eucalyptus as well, because it is so potent. Oh, is that the one I already did? No, I'm losing track because I'm talking. Doesn't matter. We'll be good. These aren't going on our skin, so we don't have to be so careful about the exact amounts. We just want to make sure it's enough to keep the pesky mosquitoes away and other flies too. Oh, I can just take that right out for now. That's awesome. Okay, let's get that wick back in there. We're going to set these aside and we're going to let them dry. Hopefully, because I'm doing this outside, nothing comes and decides to live in my wax while it's drying. You can see the lids there. And it's already drying nicely. I just want to get it out of the sun. Okay. So you just made your own bug repellent candle. That's simple. Lickety split. That's what all of these recipes are. And I love oils because they're so versatile and you can do so many things with them. Other combos that you can use, so citronella, like I said, would be my primary go-to for any bug repellent candle, and it goes well with lemongrass. It goes really great with geranium, probably my favorite. Great with lemon eucalyptus, great with lavender, and peppermint and eucalyptus. So citronella and eucalyptus is amazing. Not my favorite, but still really good. And it's really cool with peppermint. Peppermint's still got that cooling aroma, and it's really nice. Okay, there's one down. So for the outdoor diffuser blend, I took a 15 ml bottle, just upcycled one of my old bottles. A little bit of lemon oil cleans off the sticker really nicely. And it's really nice to have pre-made blends ready to go. So you don't have to grab a bunch of bottles and measure out drops. You've already got the predetermined ratio here. And for this one, I'm actually going to wing it as well. Some of the recipes I was seeing online I was not crazy about. So they called for like patchouli, peppermint, eucalyptus. I do not actually love the way that patchouli and eucalyptus smell together. So that's why I'm kind of steering clear of that. So let's start with citronella. So you can fill the 15 ml if that's too big of a commitment for you, which I totally understand if it is. That's 250 drops, give or take. Do a 5 ml. I'm probably going to put the amount for a 5 ml in here just to make sure that I love it before I commit. I love testing things out in smaller sizes, and if that's still too much, get like a 10 mil, a 5 mil, a little dram, and you can just play with scents and kind of smell around. Another way to test what you're going to be mixing together is I like to do this and just cut my hands and smell them. You can also pick them up, but I don't find that's quite as effective as hovering over it. So I loved these together just now. So that was mint, lemongrass, and citronella. So let's go with that. So 17, 18, 19, 20. It's actually really hard to talk and count. Who knew? Totally lost my train of thought. There's not a set ratio that you need for all of these things. So if you want a ratio, I would use the exact same ratio that I used for the candles, or find diffuser blends that have any of these oils and use those ratios because they're already designed to smell good. You can look up blending, how to blend, so you can separate your oils into base, middle, and top notes and just make your own blend. And as long as you follow those ratios, you'll always end up with something that smells good. Or you can just wing it, which I think is super fun. I'm a no rules kind of girl. Yeah, so I think this is going to be great. So I'm going to do mostly citronella. I did 10 drops of citronella. I'm going to do 5 drops of lemongrass. And I'm going to do 5 drops of peppermint. Oh, give me some of that though. Okay, I always do. I love peppermint on my lips. It is the best. And then I just don't want you to have to sit here while I fill this full bottle. So the ratio that I just did was 10 citronella to 5 lemongrass and 5 peppermint. And then you can just repeat that as many times as you need to fill the bottle, whatever bottle that you're using. You could also easily stick some geranium in there. It would be amazing. Yeah, I love that. I think that's going to be terrific for the patio. I might even bump up the peppermint. Super simple. Okay. We got our outdoor diffuser blend. Oh, that's important. So when you're actually diffusing it outdoors, you're going to have to use more than you would inside, right? So start with like 6 to 8 drops. See if that's giving you the protection that you need. And you can up that if you need to, right? You're in an outdoor space. You have no worries about it being too strong. You just want to make sure that it's keeping the mosquitoes away. And I also put it around the periphery, right? So if you, like for us, we've got back here, it's like the house and then there's a cement patio. So I'm not going to put it close to the house. I'm going to put it on the boundaries of the wooded area, right? Like so closest to the wooded area to kind of create a barrier before they come in to get us, right? So just a little tidbit that we found effective. Okay, so now moving on to the itch spray. Now, I again have just upcycled my bottle. So this was an On Guard hand sanitizer bottle. These are the best bottles for sprays. They have spray tops that never fail. They always work great. So again, just peel the label off, a little bit of lemon oil, and you're good to go. Now, for the Owie spray, this is a 30 ml bottle, by the way, so most of the time when I make a recipe, I'm not going to commit to anything more than 30 mils. Sometimes I might even use an upcycled 15 ml with a spray because I want to see if I like it, if I love it, before I commit to making a giant bottle of it, right? There's a big difference. So it also is going to help me be more efficient with my oils because I'm not dumping a whole bunch of my amazing, like super high quality, precious oils into something that I'm never going to use. So for me, a little bit of commitment phobia there with my oils, but this is how I do it. The Owie spray I wanted to mention for this, if you don't have blue tansy on hand, that is an optional oil. Blue tansy is an incredible antihistamine, so it works so well on bug bites. If you have it, definitely pop it in. If you don't worry. The lavender is what really works to stop the itch, so that's your most important oil. If you've got lavender, you could even just use that. You can just dab lavender on mosquito bites and the itch will come right out of them and they'll heal nicely. Okay, so for the anti-itch spray, we're going to start with 8 lavender, or I called it Itch Begone because it kind of sounded like funny. 6 drops of peppermint, so 8 drops of lavender, 6 drops of peppermint, and we're going to do 4 drops of chamomile. This actually smells amazing too. And then if you have, whoops, my oils are getting in the sun there. We definitely don't want that. Thank goodness I have them in the briefcase there. So if you have blue tansy, it's a really precious oil, so I would just pop 2 or 3 drops in there. Okay, you don't have to go crazy. It doesn't have to be anything insane. It smells so nice. And then, oh, I forgot my hydrosol. Okay, give me 2 secs. I'm going to go grab my hydrosol, which is going to be our base for this. All right, friends, thanks for your patience. So, hydrosol. There are tons and tons and tons of hydrosols. You can totally get fancy and use, like, I love aromatics.com hydrosols. That's where I get all my hydrosols. I totally wish doTERRA would sell hydrosols, and I've asked them about it, but they said that it's up to their distillers, like the farm owners, who, what happens with the distillates. So, you know, I put in my request. We'll see if it ever goes through. This is the Thayer's Natural. This one has aloe. Normally I try to get completely plain, but I find for emulsifying, this one that has the aloe emulsifies with the oils way better, so you don't have to add anything extra to get it to go in. So this is alcohol free. I also like that. Sometimes you might want alcohol. Yeah, so this is aloe juice, glycerin, also another really good emulsifier. Witch hazel base, citric acid, some vitamin E. So this is a really great one to use for this kind of purpose, especially for an itch spray. I probably wouldn't use it for, if I was doing like a boo-boo blend, like I wouldn't put this on open skin, but it would be great for, and then just shake that up. Like I said, if you have the blue tansy, put it in. Lovely. Okay, so you just spray it on whenever you have a bug bite. You could even up the oils. This would be really good for a kid's recipe. It's not very strong at all, so you could even up the oils to double that if you were only going to use it on yourself. Okay. All the recipes I'll put below in the comments, don't worry. Okay, so next we have the Everyday Bug Spray. Which bottle do I want to use for this? What do we got left here? The Everyday Bug Spray, the Backcountry is going to be my big bottle, the Garden BFF, yeah. So we'll do this one, because this one I wouldn't want to be in the garden with. So for the Everyday Bug Spray, I already mentioned peppermint, citronella, eucalyptus, and geranium. I'm going to go light on the eucalyptus because, like I said, I don't love it with citronella, but they all go really good together. Okay, so again, in the 1 ounce bottle, that's what these are. That's the exact same size as the brown ones I just used, so 1 ounce is 30 ml. You can easily convert that online. If you're new to DIYs, this is old news to you. So we're going to do 10 citronella. Now for this one, I'm going to use the same witch hazel base that I just used, again for emulsifying, and to spray it on my skin just as a bug repellent. I'm cool with that. You could totally use one with alcohol if that's all you had. I'm going to do 10 citronella, 5 peppermint. Get a little bit of that on the back of my neck, feeling good. We're going to do 5 geranium, and 3 eucalyptus. You can put more eucalyptus if you want. Put a little bit on my chest while I'm at it. I love eucalyptus. On my chest. On the nose. Okay, so before you add your base, give it a little smell, make sure it's okay, and then top her up. Boom. Everyday bug spray. Now doTERRA actually makes a blend called Terra Shield if you're totally not into DIY. I don't know why you're still watching this, but hey, cool. But you can also in a pinch just grab doTERRA's. It works amazing. It smells delicious. To me, it kind of smells chocolatey. That's it. Everyday bug spray. We're going to a campfire tonight, so I'm totally going to bring that and try it out. They have a pond, and there's lots of mosquitoes. It would be a perfect place to make sure that that is the best recipe. And if it's not, I can always refine it, right? Because we can do anything with our oils because they're so super versatile. Okay, guys, this one is badass. So I adapted this recipe from the Aromatherapy for Animals book by Kirsten Bell. And you can tell based on the size of the bottle I'm using that I am committing. I love it. It is amazing. I even made a sticker, so like huge level of commitment there. All right, bug spray. The book that I was using is a little bit older, and the recipe called for rosewood, which is an endangered species, and we no longer, doTERRA never did, but it is no longer supposed to be used for the production of essential oils. So instead, we're using geranium. Now, this is a very big bottle, so you're probably not going to start out with a bottle that size unless you super trust me and you know it's going to be the best thing in the world, then go for it. But I started out with a 30 ml, and this is what I make for people when they buy it. So in a 30 ml, okay, this is 1 ounce. This is 8. So there's going to be a lot more essential oils going in here. What I will do is I will give you the 1 ounce recipe, and then I'm just going to make mine with the 8. Okay? So for the 1 ounce recipe, the 2 oils that I believe are key to this are geranium and myrrh. If you think of how thick myrrh is and the fact that it seals your bottle shut, and it is very resinous when it comes out of the tree, kind of like frankincense. I feel like when bugs smell this, they do not want to get stuck in whatever this is. Like, I feel like their evolutionary programming is like, stay away from that, because it would be a sticky resin that would kill them. They would get stuck and they would die. Geranium, I don't know. I just, like I said, I put it in there because it's a great natural bug repellent. It is known to keep ticks away. That's one of the bugs that it's good for, and it is to replace the rosewood. Rose Auto is another one. I don't think anybody's going to be using rose oil in their bug spray because it's so expensive. Then we're going to throw some lavender in there. That was part of the original recipe. Lavender is amazing for bug repellent. And rosemary. Where are you? Okay. So rosemary, again, was in place of another oil in the blend. I believe it was bay. And I find this to be super effective. So when I first made this as a trial for my dogs, so this is the Backcountry blend, the tick blend, both of them. And I'll give you an alternative recipe, but I think you should stick with this one. So I sprayed it, I used it for my dogs, and they were coming out. My dogs like to go through the bush and like chase bunnies and chipmunks. They never catch them, but they love to chase them. And they were coming out. Literally, I could pick ticks off of them like candy. Like I was picking like 8 to 10 ticks off of them every single time they'd come out from a little jaunt. There's just tons of ticks where I take them by the creek. However, don't freak out. They're not deer ticks. They are dog ticks. So at least they don't carry Lyme. And if you catch them right away, there's no transmission of disease. I've done lots of research on ticks, but anyway, they have to actually feed and exchange fluids before they can infect, even with Lyme. But so I'm not super concerned about it. There are deer ticks in the area, but we just check them really thoroughly. We make sure we check them a couple times a day. And when I started using this, it went from like 8 ticks to none, and maybe sometimes 1. So I knew right away that it worked, and I was like, well, if it works that great for ticks, maybe it's going to work that great for mosquitoes, and lo and behold, it does. So this is our go-to blend, and when we used it in the backcountry last year, it was so bad. The mosquitoes and the black flies were so bad, and this saved our life. We were spraying it on the portage and at our site, and the bugs would like hover around us, but they wouldn't come on us. It was a total lifesaver, so I'm totally sold on this blend, if you can't tell. All right, so here's the recipe. So in a 30 ml, okay, I'm making an 30 ml, 1 ounce. I don't know how many mil this is, times 8. What's 30 times 8? 240. This is like 250 ml, I guess? That's got to be bigger than that. 30 times 8? Yeah, no, that's... Maybe this is a 16 ounce then. This might be a 500 ml. Good to know. Anyway, in a 30 ml, 1 ounce, I'm probably confusing the shit out of you, I'm sorry. Okay, so in a 30 ml, which is a 1 ounce bottle like this, or like this, you are going to use 4 drops of myrrh, 4 drops of geranium, 3 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of rosemary. Okay? Again, it's in the comments, don't worry. I am going to, I guess I'm going to like, let's say 16. I'm going to times 16 that. So 4 times 16, this would be like 50. I'm not going to make you guys sit here through it. So I'm just going to show you the ratio. 2, 3, 4. So this is if you're making a 30 ml. I'm going to come back and top this up. 4 geranium. This is great too if you have the supplies and you're like going along to it, then you can just do it as I'm doing it also. 1, 2, 3. Bookmark it. Okay. And 2 rosemary. Whew! The rosemary just like shot out. Anyway, that's not going to ruin it. Don't worry. A couple extra drops, you're fine. So again, I'm going to use my witch hazel that has aloe and glycerin in it because it's going to emulsify better than anything else. And you can actually see that in here. So I want to do this for you. Give it a shake, shake, shake. You might still need to shake it before you use it, but you can see that's nicely emulsified. All right. And it smells so good. It is the best thing ever. The only thing I would say I'm not thrilled about is this spray bottle. This spray bottle I got at convention last year, and it has this little like lock, and you always hit it. It's in the worst spot. You always hit it with your hand, so like I always turn it off before I use it. Terrible. Anyway, that recipe that I gave you, now that I think about it, is also made specifically for dogs. So that's not a lot of oils in a 30 ml. So that is for dogs. That would also be great for kids. If you're going to do it for yourself, it actually still works at that ratio for you. But you are welcome to bump up the oils if you find, I don't know, it's not strong enough for your liking. You can bump that up a little bit. But that recipe for 30 ml is totally legit and you'll be fine. Backcountry and tick spray. If you would like an alternative, I don't know what you would, but another recipe that I have is for cedarwood, pomarosa, or geranium, eucalyptus, patchouli, and peppermint. And I'll post that in the comments below. If you guys try that, I would love for you to tell me how it works because so far it's like a 0 fail rate. Okay, now for my garden babies. My garden babies, all my plants. Are you ready for this? It is the most simple spray in the world. It's just peppermint. It's peppermint. Peppermint is the very best thing to help your garden plants. It is eucalyptus and peppermint are natural insecticides. Amazing. And they smell great. They're not going to hurt your plants. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops in a 30 ml or 1 ounce is going to be more than enough. And then if you find, like, I'm probably going to put this in this bottle, like not that exact bottle, but in a bottle that size, because I'm going to fill most of that with water. Do a little bit of this witch hazel. I'm probably going to end up switching to that because I'm going to need more. We have a lot of plants. I think we have like 25 pepper plants out front that I got to spray down. Now you don't want to drench your plants in this. You just want to give them a light mist. Kind of think of them like your kids. Like whatever you would apply to your kids will be good for them. That's it for your garden. Is that amazing or what? I love how simple that is. Okay, last but not least, and we kind of had two more, I guess. The inhaler. Oh, and I forgot to mention, before we get to the inhaler, with the bite, the itch be gone, you can put that in a roller. I don't recommend that. You can do it in a roller with olive oil. I don't recommend it because if you have something that's itchy, you don't want to be like touching it and rolling something over it, right? You can also make a salve and just keep it in an old tin or a new tin, whatever, upcycled tin. And to make a salve is so easy. You just put it in basically any kind of body butter. So cocoa butter, shea butter. Again, Aromatics has Aromatics International, so aromatics.com. They have a ton of butters that all sound amazing. I want to try every single one of them. Yeah, so you can throw a little beeswax in there. There's lots of recipes for salves and balms. So all you would do is just swap out the oils for the ones that I gave you for the itch be gone. So take whatever blend of oils. Sometimes you'll put some jojoba or coconut oil, whatever is best for your skin type, depending on like how solid or how viscous you want the balm or salve to be. It's just like there literally are no rules. You could pretty much throw anything together and it would work for a salve in terms of the butters and the base oils. And again, just use those essential oils. But yeah, I prefer a spray. I think it's nicer to spray something on something that's itchy than to actually have to touch the surface. That's just me. All right, now that I said my disclaimer, look at my dog being all cute back there. What's she doing? Little Madalena. Okay, so if you've never seen an inhaler before, this is how they come. An empty tube with like nostril holes. This is your cotton wick. That goes inside there with the oils on it. I'll show you that. You cap it, and then you've got a roll on. Kind of looks like chapstick, right? But you stick it up your nose. Not up your nose. Stick it to your nose. All right. So if you suffer from seasonal discomfort, you can, like you're out hiking and like the pollen and stuff is really getting to you. All the trees are releasing that stuff. What do we got here? Where's my Dougie? Where's my Dougie fur? So this is just a blend to help open up your airways. All right. Open up the airways. Help you breathe more clearly, more deeply on your beautiful hike. Fir, lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint. Where's my lavender? Okay. And just a teeny bit of lemon. Just a teeny bit. Here we go. I try to space them out evenly on the wick. So we want 3 drops of peppermint. You can up that if you are I love peppermint, so I personally would probably put like 5 on a given day. I use peppermint constantly. I love it. 4 eucalyptus. I am actually just touching it to the wick to make sure it goes on there nicely. Already smells amazing. 1 drop of lemon. Put that baby right in the middle. Lemon is really great for seasonal threats. I think that's what they call it. Seasonal annoyances, seasonal disturbances. Lemon, lavender, and peppermint is kind of known as the allergy trio. 3 drops of Douglas fir. Ooh, those were big, big, big drops. Did you see that? Okay, I'm only going to do 2 because those were like the most gigantic drops. Anyway, you can use Douglas fir or Siberian fir. And we're going to do 3 lavender. Delicious. Alright, so once you have all your oils on the wick, you want to pop it in there, cap it. You can get this cap off when you want to change the wick out, but it's hard. See how hard that was for me to close even? That's it. It's delightful. That is such a good smelling blend. So what I often like to do, which I won't do, I'll spare you all around camera, I like to take a couple of inhales. Oh look, the candles are pretty much set. Yay! Take a good inhale, blow my nose, and then once my nose is clear, give it another inhale. You can also pop your nose out if you're really stuffy, and now make sure you cap it tightly so that it stays together and your oils stay inside on the wick. There it is. All right, guys, I hope that you loved that. I hope that's helpful. I would love to hear what you think about these guys. If you make them, if you have any questions, hit me up. Oh, I said I was going to show you my after sun. All right, so after you've been baking in the sun, you know, worshiping like a sun goddess, after sun spray is delightful. I also got my aloe vera juice or gel, I can't remember which, from Aromatics International. I believe it's organic, I'm 99% sure. So that would be your base. Water, some aloe vera gel. Aloe vera gel is going to act as your emulsifier here, so you have to shake it like crazy. I don't know if you can see, but like this is very well emulsified. I haven't shaken it. Maybe I did, but you don't have to. And you're going to put lavender, tea tree, and peppermint. Those are your best friends. You want to be heaviest with the lavender, so in here I would do 20 drops of lavender. I would do 10 drops of peppermint and 5 drops of tea tree. You will not believe how incredible your skin feels after a day in the sun. I am very fair, so you can imagine, and I don't know if you can see it, but like my chest always gets very, very sunny. It's a godsend. And because of the peppermint, it's very, very cooling. So it feels incredible on your skin. If your skin is like a little bit hot to touch and you don't really want to be rubbing it in like this, you can totally just spray it on, or just give it like a light, gentle push across your skin to evenly distribute it. That's how easy after sun spray can be, and make it for your friends, make it as gifts. It is lovely. All right, I hope that was helpful, guys. Like I was saying, let me know if you make these. Let me know if you have questions. I hope you love them. I hope it makes your summer so much better and so much more enjoyable, and get rid of all those pesky things that get in our way in the summer. All right, see you later.